What's up, guys? This is your boy Adamslink. How you on a day? Welcome to another video. And good morning, good afternoon, good evening, depending on where you guys are watching this video from. Please try as much as possible to subscribe, invite your friends, like this video, click the bell notification to get updates anytime, any day I upload. Well, guys, firstly, I want to start the discussion by simply saying, God bless Canada. God bless Canada government. Although the headlines around this story, around this topic are misleading, but the content will tell you the entire truth. According to the headline, they said, Canada slam a ban on Nigerians, other foreigners from buying residential houses. The headline is not favorable to Nigerians and others. You might think that the Canada government do not like Nigerians or do not like others from investors from other countries buying properties in Canada. But it's for your own good and it's for my own good as well. Listen, I say Canada in 2023 is closing its door to Nigerians and other foreigners who intend to buy residential property for the next 2 years, according to a new law that took effect on January 1st. The prohibition on the purchase of residential property by non-Canadian Act was enacted to lower residential property prices. Thought to have risen sharply due to foreigners buying the homes as investment and leaving locals with no choice but to purchase as exorbitant prices. Of course, it's good to invest. One of all those things to invest that will get your money back sharply or in long term is properties. Foreigners will travel to Canada, get properties, of course, buy them for a higher amount, and they intend to make profit. By intending to make profit, they will increase the prices of the rent. Instead, ordinarily, you're supposed to be paying like a $200 Canadian dollar a month, and I buy the property. I will increase the rent to 400 Canadian dollar, making it extremely hard for you to pay your rent. And most people doing this stuff are foreigners. They just want to increase rent prices without thinking, without even, you know how house rent they be for Nigeria now. The rent in Nigeria, you see the landlords. They don't care if you have money or you do not have money. You must pay rent. And the next time they're going to increase the rent and you must pay or you get quit notice. So I'm so happy for the Canadian government for thinking. This is a government that has its people welfare in their mind. They simply care, and it's going to benefit you and I. You going thinking of traveling to Canada, and the prices of rent, that is another burden on your shoulder. Well, this might also assist you as well. So I'm extremely happy for that. And the general election is this year, guys. February, March is coming. And I hope you guys have your PVC. Make sure you vote that day. Make sure you vote. Cast your vote that day. Make sure you cast it, guys. And we have been seeing a lot of progress when it comes to Peter Obi. We have seen a lot of groups. The most recent one is Obasanjo openly throwing his support to Peter Obi. You know, a lot of people, high politicians, have been coming out to throw their support on their candidates. But the most recent one that caused a lot of buzz is former President Olusegun Obasanjo. After he came out to wholeheartedly throw his support for Peter Obi, there were kind of like a little shaking attitude, like the APC candidate, the spoke people came out to say Olusegun Obasanjo supporting Peter Obi will not affect Tinubu. It will only affect Atiku. And meanwhile, you won't believe what Wike said about Atiku. He said there is something fundamentally wrong with Atiku if Obasanjo won't endorse him for president. Obasanjo said that, see, it's impossible for him to endorse Atiku. You know, they had issue then when Obasanjo wanted to come for third term and Atiku stopped him. Well, thank you, Atiku, for stopping Obasanjo for bringing third term. I think the 2 term is enough. It's enough. So thank you for that, for stopping him. But I think there is something apart from that issue they had that Obasanjo may have seen. Because over the years, Atiku has paid homage to Obasanjo. Atiku have praised Obasanjo. I think Atiku once said Obasanjo, they should put Obasanjo face on our new Naira note. That he deserves it. But unfortunately, Obasanjo is not moved by those sweet words and sweet stuff. He's not moved by that. He still insists that Atiku will never be president. Never. Well, and the issue again with Wike is saying that Atiku is not trustworthy. If Atiku say he promise you this, it's a lie. He won't fulfill it. That is according to Wike. It's all good though. 2023 election is already near. And make sure you cast your vote. Since you have been waiting for years, it is here now. And we saw a video again. Davido was spotted with his uncle and Osun State Governor Ademola. Of course, for those of you who know the video, you know that Davido gave his sweat to make sure his uncle emerged the winner of Osun State months ago. Even Portable self saw Davido because of his uncle. So I don't know how they're going to do it. Or if they're going to give Davido one contract, well, the Davido is too big for any contract, so I don't think it's ever going to get involved. But we are seeing future politics in Davido. Davido might just decide to come out for Osun State governorship election. Maybe the next 20 years or 25 years. Davido might decide to be like, you know what, I want to be Osun State governor. After all, comedians, footballers, actors, musicians are coming into politics. In Ukraine, they have a comedian as their president. So they're coming in. And with the popularity, okay, should I ask this question? If Davido ever decide to run for governorship election in Osun State next coming years, maybe 20 years from now, do you think Davido will win? Do you think Davido will win? If yes, please kindly leave a comment below. And if no, also leave a comment below. Do not use today politics to predict the future, because politics environment is changing drastically. It's changing drastically. People are becoming aware. So let's move past that. And this one is coming from none other than P Square. You know, they are very, very outspoken when it comes to this election. According to P Square, or popularly called Mr. P, or you can call him Peter Okoye, he said, a graduate with no job, you manage by smartphone, come on social media and started defending people that made you jobless. Reason now. You don't even need to think twice. Reason it. If your brain they work, reason now. You are jobless. Your family jobless. Your brother and sister jobless. Your entire family, jobless. You can't pay hospital bill for yourself, not to talk about your own parents or your wife. Jobless as you are a quack. Like if they check you out, in your next 20 years, they can predict that you won't able to get a job. And yet, you will manage by smartphone and a defend politician. Don't you talk to yourself? Are you not a human being? How can you come? I don't understand how people act. Sorry, I'm so hungry to like Nigeria says somebody need to really talk to most of you guys. Kai, you don't have work. Merely looking at you, I can predict in the nearest 20 years you won't have work. But you manage by phone, they support politicians. Person may you know say don't dey power since your life never change, you see they support that person. Are you okay? They swear for you. How can you come into this world and tell God, I want to be a slave to other people? Don't you talk to yourself? Like you came into this world and you are acting as slave to other people. Well, let's move past that and let's talk about Alex Okunbo's issue again. You know, a lot of celebrities are throwing their own discussion into this whole matter. It's still very, very awkward. I know some of you might be thinking or looking like this, thinking like this and that, and acting as if you do not understand why people are surprised over this. It's not that it's about immorality. It's not good or it's bad or it's good to have intercourse before marriage. They condemn that. But also, the church will tell you, court for 6 months before getting married. So why didn't you court for 6 months, then know whether you are okay to get married to the girl? You courted this girl for 5 years. For 5 years, and you say you are religious. For where is it written in the Bible or Quran that you should date somebody for 5 years before getting married? Are you okay? Even God said no go verse for you. Well, there is someone that I want to, according to Red Vigro, Vigro said, if the presidency, Nigeria can find it necessary to legalize being gay so that these MFs can live their lives normally, then there should also be a gigantic penalty for the monster who knowing their sexuality still go ahead to marry, trap their opposite sex victim, refuse them their primary responsibility, heavily manipulate them and shatter their mental health and self-worth, traumatize them heavily, then divorce them, only to run along to the next victim and act like they are doing nothing wrong. Exactly. Are you telling me if that my sister, I go ask, are you okay? You know the amount of trauma you keep as a daughter for 5 years. You are not serious. I mean, when I check out this Ikechi blessings, people who ordinarily will tell you not to put your mouth in their business, are the one putting their mouth in other people's business.
Aramiri, wait to see. Listen, I'm about to say now is not a shade to anybody, but I want to date you now. You not tell me, we will not do. Egbo, what did you sort to it? We will not do. Shepe, people used to go and buy car. They will test run the car to see if the engine is sharp. Abipe, you want to buy suya now. Suya that used to sweet. Shebi you first say, Aboki namu, testing. Omo phone testing or mato. You will not know if you have tozo or the beef is kakaraka. Ha! It can't be me, sha. It can't be me. It can't be me because kidita we more dunke in le duro, in le gbara duro.
It's not even possible. Even our online pastor, Daddy Freeze, he said, how can you be in a committed relationship for 5 years and not have intercourse? The scriptural punishment for a man having intercourse with a virgin is that he must marry her. The church concept of fornication was based on the mistranslation by King James of the Greek word, which means sexual immorality. An engaged or betrothed couples having sex was not considered immorality. People be acting as if they don't understand what is going on. So when we say, oh, since when is it a crime for a person to say he doesn't want to have intercourse before marriage? 5 years. 5 years. Why, man, that fancy need a guy seriously immediately make you open that place. Immediately. If I say she they do for corner, she need a guy immediately because she have already broken up finally. She need a guy immediately to run am down. If the guy don't run her down finish, her head go clear. Her go clear, could not say yes. Still with her, they miss for 5 years. Forget that guy. Make it they do what they do. Now you they smoke, they drink, they party around. They see, they deep, and you say you be God. See,